Hello and welcome to what I think is episode 10 of The Chop with Marvin Lee. And I must apologize before I get started to everybody because I kind of been on a little hiatus there for a moment. Had some things that happened in my life of a personal nature that it had me distraught. I won't lie. It was the loss of someone near and dear to my heart. And it was due to an overdose. And I had to take some time to process that, and I didn't have to alienate the podcast, but I did. So for that, I am truly apologetic. And no matter what, I'm going to keep moving forward. And I want to continue with the theme of having faith for the unknown. One thing I can say about me is I always like to bring something to the table that I can share with you guys that is relevant, that you can relate to. So I'll share this. On last Tuesday, for those of you who don't know, I do work in the substance abuse and mental health field, and it's something I enjoy doing. But I was terminated from my position on last Tuesday. And it's crazy because something amazing as I see it happened, instead of acting foolish or, having to get the last word or having to defend myself or anything of that nature, I just felt the need to say, you know what? Thank you for the opportunity that you gave me. I appreciate the experience. I hate that it turned out this way. And I walked away with peace in my heart, not knowing what my next move was going to be. I've been experiencing some financial struggles, and that's something I'm open about. I had been out of work for a bit earlier in the year, and I kind of gotten behind the eight ball, and I can't seem to catch up. And it's okay because I'm talking about faith for the unknown. As many of you know, I am a recovering addict, and I've been taught that no matter what comes down the pipeline, no matter what comes down the pipeline, there's no need, no reason for me to ever want to go back to using. The solution is not in using because that's only going to make the situation worse. I've learned how to persevere through some things, and I've learned how to embrace the experiences that I've had over the course of my process. And I've learned that if I just hold on, sometimes when I don't know what to do, the best thing to do is nothing. I have come to understand, and I know that God speaks the loudest when he's silent. That's what works for me. That's what's always gotten me through those difficult, dark nights of the soul. I'm able to hold on and trust the process. And in the process, something magical happens for me. I get to see another layer or another aspect of who I am as an individual. So again, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how things were going to turn out. I just didn't know what to feel because I had some feelings, right? I had to grieve the loss of a job, just like I had lost a relationship or, whatever else. There was some grief involved. But at the end of the day, I allowed myself the opportunity to feel what I was feeling. I allowed myself the opportunity to not get down on myself because I could have easily looked at it from the perspective of what did I do wrong, which, apparently there were two clients and a parent that wrote grievances on me, and I'm okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And that was just confirmation that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I do my job the same way all the time, Could I have done things a little differently? It's the woulda, coulda, shoulda, what if? I'm not going to play that game with myself. All I know is that one door closed. And as that door closed, again, I didn't know what my next move would be. I didn't know how things were going to look. I didn't know how it would turn out. But I'm proud to say that I started a new job this coming Wednesday in the same field. And actually, from a financial standpoint, I'm in a better position. This job is much closer to home. And it allows me to continue serving in the capacity to which I know my purpose is directly connected to, giving back to other people that find themselves in the same situation that I found myself in, because I understand that is part of my purpose is giving back. and I cannot hold on to something that I was so freely given. So the best thing for me to do is to continue to show up, suit up, and show up for those that are in need. That's something I take great pride in. So, in talking about faith for the unknown, there's always fear of the unknown, right? There's fear of the unknown. But as I stated, because of things that I have experienced in my life, the things that have been a part of my process, instead of having fear of the unknown, I have learned how to have faith for the unknown, because I trust that there is somebody or something greater than me that created me. And I've shared this before and I'll share it again. Part of my daily affirmation is I am light, I am love, I was made with divine intention, I can, I will, I am enough. And in saying that, my favorite part of that saying is I was made with divine intention. Having been made with divine intention, that means that I was divinely created. A being greater than myself created me delightfully, intentionally, with purpose, on purpose. Let that sink in for a minute. I was delightfully made. I was made on purpose. And I was made with purpose. Now, for me to understand what that purpose is, what I have to do is I have to stay connected to that power that's greater than myself, and understand that, nothing is going to catch, nothing is going to be surprising to God as I understand him. This is something that it didn't catch him off guard. And it came as a shock to me. But it didn't come as a shock to God. So because I'm connected to that divine power in this process, I have access to a faith that's going to carry me. It's going to sustain me. Why do I need to fear? There may be some fear present, but it doesn't mean that I'm operating in fear. It doesn't mean that I've succumbed to the fear. It means that I face my courage. I face the fear by embracing, tapping into courage, and remembering the faith that I have been given. Because the same God that brought me out the last time, and the last time, and the last time, is going to bring me out this time too. So again, because of the perseverance, I'm able to hold on. Again, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that at the end of the day, things were going to work in my favor. And again, I'm proud to say that it has. I'm looking forward to this next chapter of my life. And, in speaking on positive affirmations and positive mindsets, I've learned to, because we attract what we are, I've learned and am learning how to remain focused, because I lost my focus there for a minute. I'm not going to lie. I lost my focus for a minute. I was giving myself up to just low vibrating things that appealed to my lower self, things that were beneath me, things that I had overcome, or so I thought. And I found myself practicing old behaviors that I should have addressed and that I should have dealt with, and that I continue to deal with. And it just goes to show me that, this is a process, not a destination. I'm never going to arrive at anything. I'm going to continue to grow and to evolve. I'm going to continue to heal. I'm going to continue to learn. I'm going to continue to do a lot of different things. And I'll continue to make mistakes as a part of this process. But the beautiful thing in that is, in this process, I get to keep growing. I get to keep going. And I'm proud to say that I am committed to my process. And I wanted to share that because I don't know what it is that you're going through. I don't know what you're facing. I don't know what your struggles are, but I don't need to. I just want to talk to you now, because the feelings are familiar to me. When you feel like there's no hope, when you feel like all trust is gone, when you feel like what am I going to do? How am I going to get through this? I just want you to understand that you will get through this. Faith. Sometimes when you don't know what to do, the best thing to do is nothing. And an acronym, as I see it, the acronym for faith is finally allowing it to happen. And the only way that I can finally allow it to happen is to surrender in the process. I just simply throw my hands up to that power that is greater than myself that I talked about. And I say, you know what? I trust your plan more than I trust my plan for myself. You know me better than I know myself. My best thinking is my worst enemy. As a matter of fact, I am the reason that I am in this situation. I accept this. I'm giving myself grace in this moment, and I'm coming to you because the grace where I'm falling short and giving myself grace, I'm relying on you to extend even more grace to me, so that I can be, I can give myself permission to be fallible. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to get things right every time. My desire is to be better today than I was yesterday, but I give myself the grace that is necessary in order to continue in this process. I decided a long time ago that once I committed to this process, I was committed to this process. And things are working out for me. Every time that I have found myself wavering, every time that I found myself nearing the last quarter, final seconds, God always showed up. Always showed up. I've learned how to be patient, and patience is not so much about waiting, but it's more so to do with what is my attitude like while I'm waiting. Am I complaining? Because if I'm complaining, I'm not trusting the process. Am I keeping a positive attitude? Because that positive attitude is drawing from the God of my understanding, from the universe, from the source, from whatever that power greater than yourself, whatever you choose to call it. My attitude is causing that thing to reward me according to my energy, to my vibration, to the frequency that I'm operating on. So I don't operate in fear. I don't operate in discouragement. I don't operate in hopelessness. I don't operate out of a place of anxiety. I don't operate out of a place of depression, because those things are going to continue to weigh me down. I have to tap into my higher self, and I have to go to that place that I really long to be, and that it has seemed like it has been a struggle to access. And if I do that, I know that everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. All I have to do is continue to put one foot in front of the next and keep moving. And then look at the progress that I have made. I don't look at the shortcomings. I don't look at the setbacks, because a setback is nothing more than a setup for the next chapter. That's the way I see it. One thing that I love about myself is I've always had a positive mindset. Even in times where I could have easily given up. I don't know how not to keep going. I don't know how not to keep moving. I don't know how not to have faith. Because I've seen too many things in my life that looks like they were going off track. When all of a sudden, just like that, in the blink of an eye, it's like God turned it all around for me. And it says to me that I was made with divine intention. I was created with purpose. I was created on purpose. And that divine being created me delightfully, joyfully. And the same delight that I was made with is a part of my being. The same joy that I was made with is a part of my being. And as being light and love, a part of my purpose is to share that joy and to share that delight with other people, and to help them tap into that part of themselves as well, and then do the same for another person. It's not as hard as it seems. It's easy. Let me put it this way. It's easy for me to embrace me. It's easy for me to love me. And as I focus more on loving myself, as I focus more on being positive, as I focus on focusing on me, I stay rooted. I stay centered. I stay grounded. I keep moving forward, which is why it is important for me to continue to bring you the child. It's important for me to continue to work on myself. This platform keeps me accountable. This is one form of accountability for me. So I guess on a level, it's easy to step away from it because I didn't want to be accountable. I didn't want anybody to see me as fallible. I didn't want anybody to see me as vulnerable. But guess what? That's exactly what you relate to. And that's how I reach you, because I'm allowing you to see me right where I am. Right where I am. And I'm okay right where I am. Because it doesn't mean I have to identify right where I am in order to understand where I want to go. What I'm not okay with is staying right where I am. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to ever be in a place where I can't grow, where I cannot move forward in my life. I always want to be planted in a nourishing environment so that I can grow. I want to be like a tree planted by the rivers of living water. Because when I'm in that environment, I can thrive, I can flourish, I can grow. I can be all that I was created to be. It's in the desolate and the dry places that I don't thrive, that I don't function the way that I was created to function. My purpose is not realized. And I'm grateful that I have this platform that I've been given, that I can come to you guys every week, same time, even if there's nobody here with me, but just me. Somebody is going to hear this because that divine creator is going to make sure that I reach the intended audience. My faith tells me I may start small, but I won't stay small. I have ideas. I have a vision for where I want to go. I have a vision for where I don't want to go. And I have the faith that's going to see me get to the places where I want to go. And I want to talk to you about your faith too. I want you to understand that your faith is going to dictate where you end up. Your faith will sustain you. Joy, peace, serenity, hope, courage. All of those things are a promise, but they're not just going to happen. You have to do some work. And I'm doing the work necessary. Sometimes I do a little more work than is required, and it begins to affect my joy, my freedom, my peace, my serenity. And in those moments, I tap into my awareness and I make the necessary adjustments, and I get back on track if I've gotten off track. And I'm honest with myself, where before I wasn't quick to be honest with myself. It was easy for me to run away from me because I didn't want to face me. I didn't want to deal with me. I didn't want to acknowledge me. I didn't want to love me. I didn't want to focus on me. But today I'm proud to say that I'm happy to spend time with myself. I'm happy working on myself because I can't help anybody else if I'm not willing to be helped myself. I can't talk to anybody else about changing if I'm not willing to change. So I find myself in some amazing positions. I'm looking forward to the ending of 2023. I'm looking forward to the beginning of a new year. I love newness. I love new beginnings. I love change. I love growth. I love the possibilities because, again, it's faith for the unknown. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but I don't have to know because I know the one who does. I trust that power that's greater than myself. And that trust that I've always had, it has never let me down. It has never failed me. It has never failed me. The one thing that I want to leave with you tonight, your faith will never fail you. Faith will never, ever, ever, ever fail you. So regardless of what you may find yourself dealing with, regardless of what your struggle may be, regardless of I don't care what the issue is. I don't care what your situation is. Excuse me, I'm tongue tied. I don't care what your situation is. There's no situation so great that it will overcome and overtake your faith. And the beautiful thing is that you have to make a conscious choice to not operate in faith, just as you have to make a conscious choice to operate in faith. But it's just as simple as I believe. I believe. So no matter what you find yourself dealing with, please hear me when I say it's going to be okay. The rest of your days can be the best of your days, but you have to start with the one that you have right here, right now, to make it so. This has been another episode with Marvin Lee, The Chop with Marvin Lee. I missed you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your process. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life. And I look forward to interacting with you guys more and more. I love you all. Next Monday night on the 18th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you all here. I hope you guys have a thriving week, that you have the most phenomenal week that you've had yet. And I want to say that I love you. This is the season of giving. So give something to somebody else. Give some hope away. It's not about the tangible things. Give some hope away. Again, this concludes this episode of The Chop with Marvin Lee. I'll see you next Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. Have a great week.